So today is D-Day, decision day, whether you should invest in that RRSP or not. Joining me this morning is Romana King from MoneySense. And this is something that every time, every year, there's a few that sit on the edge of the seat saying, oh, are you going to do it this year or not?
Always. I think Statistics Canada said there's about 1 in 3 Canadians will actually contribute to their RRSP. So it's not like people are rushing all the time. A lot of people wait to the last minute. You know, 11:59 is the deadline today. A lot of people will wait till like the last minute, rush into their bank and say, okay, I need to make that contribution.
Okay, there's a couple of people maybe that are thinking right now, I have debt. Do I put money towards my debt right now, or do I put it towards that RRSP?
It's a great question, and I think a lot of people think, well, I want to smack down that debt, and the worst thing you can do is just take a look at everything and not look at the interest rates you're paying. If you've got high interest debt, absolutely, that's the first thing you should do before you save anything. But if you're not paying that much in your debt, you know, 2.5% on a mortgage, maybe 3.5% on a line of credit, then really you should be saving for your future. And what you could do is you could make that RRSP contribution, take the tax refund, and then hammer down your debt.
Okay, another person saying, well, do I put it in my TFSA instead of my RRSP?
And that, you know, it's a hard decision. You know,
right.
Both are savings. What should I do? Typically, we say anyone making $44,000 or more each year is really going to benefit from the tax rebate they get from the RRSP. Again, if you have that decision, you don't know what to do the RRSP contribution, get the tax rebate, then stick that into your TFSA. You can use that money as the just-in-case money, just in case I lose my job, just in case I have a big, you know, roof repair, just in case I want to take a big trip, whatever it is. And the other thing too is when you're looking at that TFSA RRSP contribution, what should I do? You need to think about, you know, the long term. You know, none of these decisions should be just here and now. It's
right.
all about the long term. If you think you're going to have a huge income in your retirement, then you might want to take a look at the TFSA and say, well, I'm not going to get clawbacks when I take money out of the TFSA, but I will if I take money out of the RRSP. But if my income is going to be lower in retirement, then, you know, RRSP is going to help me. I'm going to get the tax rebate now. The tax is deferred until I take it out when I've retired, but I'm going to be in a lower tax bracket, so I'm going to pay less tax anyway.
Which is good. A lot of people maybe be looking at the markets this year and say the markets have been terrible.
I know.
Should I throw money still back at that market?
Yes, throw it in, throw it.
Because you're buying cheap right now, right?
That's right. You don't want to pay high, you want to pay low. So if you've got a larger financial plan, if you know what you're doing for the next 10, 20 years, don't deviate from that plan. Put the money in your plan now, put it into the RRSP. You don't have to worry about what you're putting it into today. You just have to make the contribution. Put it into a high interest savings account that's sheltered in the RRSP. Then, you know, a week from now, a month from now, you can look at your financial plan and say, is this going into my balanced mutual fund? Is this going into my ETF portfolio? Is this going into stocks? But you can make that decision based on your long-term financial plan as opposed to, you know, rushing to make that decision.
And you can always find this good advice on MoneySense. Always. Always. So thank you very much for coming in this morning. And you can always go to Texture by Next Issue, of course, to see the next edition of MoneySense. Have a good morning. Make your decisions today. And you got till, what is it, midnight somewhere open tonight?
11:59.
11:59 tonight. Do not procrastinate. We're going to take a break right now from Breakfast Television. Still more to come. Thank you for coming in.